Right, I hope you folks are going to bear with me. Obviously I'm not in camera at the moment and you're looking at a bucket of water, and this is, you probably won't even see my face at this stage, but bear with me anyway. The Sergeant Fruitcake was doing something on video the other week about spraying into water and being able to do an hydrographic dip, or the equivalent of an hydrographic dip, using paints. Unfortunately, since I started to put this together and dig my paints out, it started raining. I've been informed there's a storm headed our way, so I needed that still. The water's got to be cold water, and he sprayed into the water in different patches which formed a coating which adhered to the object when dipping. It's easy enough to look up on YouTube, but I didn't know what type of paints he was using, whether they're oil based or whatever, and he mentioned humbrol paints, and I said, oh, I've got tons of those, I'd like to give it a go. And so I've got two types of paints here, both humbrol. One's a gloss yellow, one's supposed to be a fire orange, kind of a fluorescent orange. So here we go, and yes, it's spreading across the surface and onto the surface in little blobs. And once again, this must be cold water, because if you use any kind of warm water, it starts to starts to go off, forms too thick a skin too quickly. So here we are, we've got the yellow in, now the fire orange. I would say it's not going as well as his spray was going. His spray was definitely floating on the surface better than this. But anyway, you can see the general idea. Just put them safely there. I've used chippy type forks to drip in. I'm just going to try and do a gentle movement on the water without taking the skin off completely, just to kind of stir it around. And as you can see, hopefully it's formed a kind of, I don't know, mosaic type pattern. The knife I'm going to dip is this one. Really, you should have a light coloured surface, but I want to see if I can just put a coating on this, over this powder coating, which is chipping off dead easily since I got it. So anyway, and to make it look a tad more visible really, but anyway, here we go. I'm going to put it in that way. Go down very, very slowly. And there, and then I'm going to turn it slightly to get the neck and shoulders covered. Then you've got to dispel the surface, so it doesn't matter to me if it's going on the handle. If you're doing something delicate, then you'd have to take more care about this. But the idea is that when you pull it up, you're not wanting to get a second coating on. The surface. Now then, I'm behind the camera. I can't see it, in front of the camera rather, and I can't see the, where are we? Come on Derek, come on. Here we go. And then if I can just focus that back. You can see that there's water on there, and that'll need to, dry off. But as you can see, both sides of the blade have obtained a pattern that'll dry with a skin-like surface. which can be quite tough and protective. I've only done this quickly, and I'm only doing it to, I was only going to do it to one knife, but actually there's a lot of that colour still on the surface, so I might just have a go and see if I can do the other two knives, part of a set. Bit of a complicated, you need somewhere to put these knives and all for about, I would say, 12 hours afterwards, something like that. Make sure that the paint sets properly. I mean, I'd have thought this out properly, I'd have found somewhere to stand my knives upright so that they would seem to have a blob on there. So it's not looking quite as well as spray paint, and I've got a couple of big blobs that might just run. Again, I'm not too bothered because the subject matter is what it is. But I think I'm actually going to have to put these point down somewhere. So, bit of paper. Hopefully that's haversack. Right, sorry about that, people. Very ignorant, I'm off camera talking away and you're not seeing, but all I'm trying to do is stand up a knife. And again, there are quite a few blobs on the surface of this water. And it is actually skinning now, so this might not take a second time. And again, I think you would be wanting to put a lighter colour on, so a light grey, something like that. But we'll just see if the residue, which hasn't dissipated like seems to happen with the spray paints that Sergeant Fruitcake used. And again, you've not got quite such a good finish because of I think the type of subject matter I'm using. I think if more care had been taken doing this, it was a bit of a rush thing because I have a tendency to get bogged down with stuff. And I just want to try and cover that blobby bit of yellow. Yeah, with some of that orange. And it's not setting quite the way I thought it would do, but it was residue. But anyway, as you can see, that's not too good there. It's like I say, it's blobbed a bit, but it's formed a coating on the surface which if you're using it like on Erkun stocks and that sort of thing would form a protective coating. I think probably, having looked at Sergeant Fruitcake's way of doing it, or for that matter the way quite a few other people have done it, they've put videos on YouTube. Here we are. I've got this new tripod and I'm just learning about all the little twiddly knobs on it. So, sorry I've been off camera here. I'm not going to try and edit it because it's just not worthwhile for what I'm doing, but Sergeant Fruitcake, he used spray paints and he sprayed into a like a waste paper bin, and he dipped a long object in and out, but he put a base coat on so that he get the desired effect. And with these knives here, it didn't really matter. It's just something I needed to do to make them a bit more visible, because where I'm throwing them, they can get lost quite easily. So anyway, it did work, but I think the way I blobbed it into the water wasn't a good idea. It needed to sit on the surface, it needed to spread out, and I think that's where the spray paints are better and come in. So I think if you're going to do this, then use spray paints, I would say. Either that, or if you've got, like me, I've got masses of these little model paints from years ago, and I might find some way of, without thinning them too much, to, you know, make them a little bit less blobby and experiment on something else. But if I had loads of spray paints, if I wanted to do something in a particular, like camouflage or whatever, then I'd buy the right paints, buy cast-offs. You go to places like Alford's, they always have a tub with cast-offs. Buy them. Me spending a fortune to do something like that. But having said that, if you were doing a dip, like on a rifle stock or something, you were dipping a bow or whatever, hydrographics is quite expensive. And although an hydrographic skin is a thicker skin and can give you a distinctive pattern, looking at the end result of what these spray paints can do, I think the covering would be just as tough. It's whether you'd get the distinctive pattern that you're particularly after. But anyway, thanks to Sergeant Fruitcake, look up his videos, for doing that. I did some more research after I'd seen what he were doing, and there's loads of videos on YouTube showing this, and basically people who all do it the same way, but they were all using like oil-based paints as opposed to acrylics, because acrylics would start to disperse into the water and wouldn't form that skin floating the same. The other thing is, once you've gone through the surface, you really must disperse what's left before you bring it back out, because if you've got a really good job and you go in and then you don't disperse it, as it comes back out, you get the residue on, buggers it up. Anyway, this is my first video in ages, and I might do another one with a little explanation, but for now, thank you. I just wanted to get this done because I said to Sergeant Fruitcake I'd experiment with humbrol paints, and he said try and get back to me. So there we are. Keep safe, keep well, catch you later.